Well, the big breaking news coming in at this hour, Delhi University Vice Chancellor Dinesh Singh has put in his papers over the face-off that has been brewing over the FYUP program. The DU Vice Chancellor was under tremendous pressure to withdraw the FYUP program. The resignation was made public by Delhi University's media coordinator just a little while earlier. The University Grants Commission on Saturday had asked the DU to scrap the four-year undergraduate program. Vice Chancellor Dinesh Singh received an email communication from UGC to scrap FYUP. UGC had even threatened to scrap the grants if DU fails to comply. Now, the resignation came after the initial DU defiance to the diktat issued by the UGC. The DU had maintained that it's an independent body and cannot be arm twisted in this manner by the University Grants Commission. Let me quickly go across to my colleague Rishika Barua, who's joining us with more on this. It's turning out to be really messy, this face-off between the UGC and Delhi University, as we see, Rishika. And now the DU Vice Chancellor, who really championed this four-year program and has been adamant on his stand, has finally put in his papers.
Well, absolutely, Ruchika. It appears that the Vice Chancellor of the Delhi University, Dinesh Singh, has finally buckled under the pressure that he has been facing from all possible student bodies. Remember, across all political organizations, student bodies, along with the Delhi University Teachers Association, and of course the recent diktat that was issued by the University Grants Commission. The Delhi University Vice Chancellor, along with the Academic Council, who are the sole propounders of the FYUP program, were the only people who stood for the four-year undergraduate program. And now, with the new diktat from the University Grants Commission, they were really cornered, along with, of course, the chorus that's been growing for the resignation of the Vice Chancellor. Yesterday, when I was at the university campus through the course of the day tracking developments, it was very evident that there would be a rollback on the FYUP. Student bodies across the board very confident of the fact that the FYUP would in fact be rolled back. But they said that their protest and their demand is not going to stop there, because along with the rollback of the FYUP program, the contentious FYUP program, they also demanded for the resignation of Dinesh Singh, saying that this was a decision that was taken unilaterally. This was a decision that was taken, without consulting all possible people who are affected by this decision. The teachers' union claims that they were not consulted. They were given a time span of 3 days, which is definitely not enough to review, adding an entire year of syllabi to this program. So there were this entire FYUP, which was put into practice last year, was in fact surrounded with a lot of controversy. The way it was pushed forward, it was, remember, a part of Union HRD Minister Kapil Sibal, the then Union HRD Minister. It was a part of his very stiff educational reforms that he had put in place. And
but the big question remains, will it really pave the way for the three-year program to come back, considering it was the DU Vice Chancellor who had been resisting it? Aditi Ananthanarayanan is joining us with more. Aditi, any reaction that has come in from DU Teachers Association, who had been demanding scrapping of FYUP?
In fact, Ruchika, the DU professors who have been on a strike, who have been demanding that FYUP should continue, they are continuing with their stand. In fact, they have taken the legal turn in this case, saying that the UGC is going against the protocol. It is forcing the Delhi University to forcefully amend the program that it had implemented yesterday. In fact, I am standing in North Campus right now, Ruchika, where there's a celebratory mood all of a sudden, because these were the students who were demanding resignation of DU Vice Chancellor Dinesh Singh. And now what we are learning is that Dinesh Singh has tendered his resignation to the Vice President Hamid Ansari, and he has sent a copy also to the visitor, which in this case is the President of the country, Pranab Mukherjee. Now we are also learning at this time that it is not only the teachers and the professors, Ruchika, who were trying to get the FYUP in place. It is also the science students who were admitted in this course, who were promised that they would get a professional degree in return of their 4 years education in the Delhi University, whether we talk about BTech or the recently launched BMS courses. So these were the students as well who were protesting that FYUP should not be rolled back, because clearly the entire 4 years, the mindset with which they had come, that they will get a professional degree after 4 years, that will completely go down waste. And on the other side, interestingly, the students of humanities, the students of commerce are also protesting that FYUP should be rolled back, because they are putting in one extra year of learning just to get an honors degree. Now, clearly, it is utter confusion here. The war between the UGC and the Delhi University continues. Now, Delhi University, which is one of the most prestigious universities of the country, stands without having a vice chancellor at such a crucial phase where the 2014 admissions are just about to begin. And this clearly will not begin anytime soon till the time the stalemate does not come to an end.
Yes, and as we understand, the HRD Minister Smriti Irani has refused to comment on the matter. Remember, earlier from our offices, there was a clear statement that UGC is supreme and its mandate will have to be honoured. But clearly now this conflict has hit the admission process itself, Rishika, and that's an issue for the Delhi University to resolve at the earliest.
Well, absolutely, Ruchika. That is the single biggest issue that the university is facing at this point in time. Admissions, remember, was supposed to be underway as we speak, but as of yesterday, all colleges, after the all principals meeting, they decided that admissions will be put on hold until there is further clarity on the policy decision on whether or not students are actually getting into a 4-year program or getting into a 3-year program. So really the casualty in this crossfire between the UGC and the Delhi University has been the plight of the students applying to the 60,000 seats in the university this year, and also the fate of the students who in fact are a batch of the 2013 program, the students who enrolled themselves in 2013 into the 4-year program. What happens to them if there is a rollback, because those students are now agitating, saying they were perhaps just used as guinea pigs into an experiment that's gone terribly wrong. So this does raise some very serious questions. But having said that, the resignation of the Vice Chancellor of the Delhi University is a really huge thing, because this entire 4-year program was resting on his shoulders. He was the person who pushed for it, and he was the person.
All right, so that's one section of Teachers Association which has been questioning the UGC stand, in fact saying there's been a clear double speak on the part of the UGC, which has taken a different position this year, because last year they were in consonance with the position that was taken by the Delhi University Vice Chancellor. And that is the question, Rishika, that will be asked to the UGC as well. Let me quickly go across to Aditi instead. I believe she is outside the Delhi University right now, and as we speak, Aditi, there is clear confusion because admission process has been put on hold. We don't really know what about the students who got enrolled into the FIUP program last year. What happens to them? All right, Aditi, before you answer that, let me quickly take that to Manish Tiwari of the Congress Party, who's joining us on the phone line right now. Mr. Tiwari, your first reaction after this standoff, which had come to a head between the UGC and Delhi University. The Vice Chancellor has now quit.
Well, I do not know if those reports are correct that Vice Chancellor has indeed resigned or not, but if at all that report, as you're suggesting, is correct, then it is indeed most unfortunate. It is reflective of the manner in which the NDA government or the BJP government tramples on the autonomy of educational institutions. The chaos that we've seen situating itself over the past 2 days, with lakhs of students not knowing whether they're going to be admitted to a 3-year course or a 4-year course. And then the relevant question you were asking before you asked me to come in as to what is going to happen to those people who were enrolled for the 4-year course last year, is only indicative of a complete policy paralysis and a complete sense of chaos and anarchy, which pervades the highest echelons of the educational establishment in India.
Mr. Tiwari, but many teachers associations and even students association accuse the UPA government, the previous government, of rolling out this program in such a haste. There was no dialogue, no procedures that were followed before FIUP was started in Delhi University.
That assertion is absolutely incorrect. In fact, if you would go back to your archives, there was reservation at that point in time also within the ruling dispensation. I personally have always leaned towards the 3-year course, but that is not germane. What is germane is that we believe that that a university is an autonomous institution, and once the university took a decision which was ostensibly ratified by their academic council and by their court, and an ordinance was issued, then they went ahead and started a 4-year course. So to accuse the UPA, I think is completely erroneous. And then you did not see the kind of mess last year which you're seeing this year. It is only indicative of the fact that the new government can respect for the futures, the careers of thousands and thousands of students, not to talk about the reputation of Delhi University, which today lies in tatters and has become a laughing stock. That if a university cannot decide as to whether its graduate program is going to be 3 years or 4 years, then who's going to trust the efficacy or the degree which that university is going to issue? Tomorrow, 6 months down the line, they might decide to convert the 3-year course into a 4-year course. So
Mr. Tiwari, as you accuse the government of today, are you suggesting that the UGC is working under pressure from the HRD ministry?
I don't think it requires any rocket science to figure that out, that the government is firing off the shoulders of the UGC. So therefore, nobody has a quibble with the fact that there should have been a 3-year course. But if they wanted a 3-year course, they wanted to reverse the decision, which the National Students' Union of India and a large number of other teachers' organizations affiliated to the Congress had been demanding, and they had been on a hunger strike for it. The time to do it was right at the beginning of the academic term. They knew that admissions take place in June, but to string the students out and their parents out in such a manner and complete and create this atmosphere of uncertainty is extremely uncalled for and abhorrent, for the lack of a better word.
Mr. Tiwari, do you think the autonomy of Delhi University is under threat as the Vice-Chancellor is making it out to be?
Well, I think it's very obvious. You know, if you do not respect the sanctity of the decision-making processes of academic institutions, then it obviously lends itself to the interpretation that autonomy is under threat. It requires, no great rationale to figure that out.
Manish Tiwari of the Congress Party, thank you very much for joining us. So this issue is certainly going to turn deeply political now as we see the DU Vice-Chancellor put in his papers over FYUP row. All right, there you heard from the students who are holding protests today, sitting on a hunger strike, along with teachers who are demanding that FYUP should stay in place. Aditi Anantnarayanan is reporting from outside Delhi University. And Aditi, as we see these reactions, one can make out how deeply political the standoff is going to turn, with no clarity whatsoever as far as admission process for this year is concerned.
Absolutely, Ruchika. If I can just ask my camera person to pan to just show you what exactly is the scene outside in North Campus of the Delhi University. It's a celebratory mood outside DU because these are the...
Well, apologies for that. I think we just lost that line. We'll try and reconnect with Aditi in just a moment. And Aditi, if you can hear me, I'm told we reconnected. Just take us through exactly what's happening in North Campus.
In fact, it's a celebratory mood in North Campus. In fact, while they must be politically different, the NSUI and the ABP, but they all have come together because they together were demanding that the Vice Chancellor Dinesh Singh should resign. In fact, we have few members here. आप ABVP से हैं, आप डिमांड कर रहे थे कि दिनेश सिंह को अपना इस्तीफा दे देना चाहिए था. इस्तीफा दे दिया है, बच्चों का क्या होगा, एडमिशन प्रोसेस का क्या होगा?
See, the point is that now that Dinesh Singh has gone, that the government should appoint an interim vice chancellor and the admission process should begin immediately. Common students should not suffer. While this is a victory of the common students, 1 year has been saved and people have come from all over India. I would like to request them not to panic at all. It is for their betterment that this battle was fought. It is for the betterment that ABP and DUSU fought a long battle in this entire year.
There were also students from BTech and the BMS, the course that was implemented last year. What about those students? Because they are saying they will be cheated if the four-year program is rolled back.
No. The BTech program will continue. BTech has the same nomenclature all over India, and BTech courses are for 4 years only. Yesterday in the standing committee meeting on UGC, Delhi University Students Union President Aman Avana was there. He raised this issue. He said that students who have completed their first year, they should be given honors degree in next 2 years by changing their course content and syllabus. And people who are in BTech, they should be given degrees in 4 years only, but the syllabus has to be changed. The syllabus has to be brought at par with the actual BTech courses that run in other engineering colleges.
In fact, Ruchika, we also have NSUI members here. You all were demanding that the Vice Chancellor should resign. Now, who will head the Delhi University? Now, the admission process, they have been deferred. The students have come from all across the country. What happens to these thousands of students? What happens to their future?
देखिए, जैसा कि हज़ारों छात्र, आपने बोला कि हज़ारों स्टूडेंट्स यहाँ पे देश के हर एक कोने से आते हैं, तो ये कहीं ना कहीं स्टूडेंट्स की जीत है, छात्रों की जीत है, हर एक ऑर्गेनाइजेशन की जीत है। जो बच्चों को 1 साल का ज़्यादा सफ़र करना पड़ा था, जो मुद्दे थे, इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर नहीं था, फैकल्टी नहीं थी, ज़्यादा एक्सपेंसिव भी था, तो कहीं ना कहीं छात्रों को इन सब चीज़ों से राहत मिली है। और एक आम स्टूडेंट्स की ये लड़ाई थी, आम स्टूडेंट्स ही इस लड़ाई को जीता है। ऑर्गेनाइजेशन है, हम NSOE वाले सिर्फ एक मुद्दों की लड़ाई लड़ते हैं और हमने ये मुद्दा उठाया, जोर शोर से उठाया। आप लोगों ने भी देखा था, पीछे कवर भी करा था, जब हम लोगों ने यहाँ पे 5 दिन की हंगर स्ट्राइक भी रखी थी और लगातार हम प्रोटेस्ट करते जा रहे हैं। अब छात्रों को इस मुसीबतों से जूझना नहीं पड़ेगा। उन्होंने आखिर में आगे DUBC के घुटने टिका दिए और उन्होंने अपनी लड़ाई लड़ ली और वो जीत गए।
So clearly these are the people who are fighting, and for them the battle is completely won. But in fact, Ruchika, the battle is just half won. Now the Vice Chancellor has resigned, but nobody has any idea as to when will the admission process start. We met throughout the day, Ruchika, we met thousands of students who had come here with their families, having no idea that the admission process had been stalled, that it had been postponed. Right. And clearly they have no idea whether they should go back to their hometowns, whether they should continue living in the national capital, waiting for the cutoff list to come out again. So, and now without the Vice Chancellor in place for such a prestigious university such as Delhi University, there's a big question mark as for the students, the future of the students is concerned, whether they are the students of the 2013 batch who were the first students who were enrolled in the FIUP program, or the 2014 batch students who are yet to be admitted in Delhi University.
All right, let me also quickly go across to Rishika Barua, who's been speaking to her sources in the Teachers Association as well as the Academic Council. Rishika, this 4-year course mess has now reached the courts as well, with one of the former Delhi University Teacher Association president approaching the Supreme Court against the UGC order. He's been asked now to move the High Court. So clearly this is not the end of the fight as far as this section of Teachers Union is concerned.
Well, absolutely, Ruchika. We have to remember that the Delhi University per se is deeply divided on this issue. While there is the Academic Council that believes that, you know, this entire decision of the FIUP by the Vice Chancellor was in fact the correct decision, there is also another section of the Academic Council which completely refutes this argument, saying that the Vice Chancellor was in fact correct in starting the FIUP. It was a course that was perhaps more holistic in its approach. It gave students wider options, and therefore this division is definitely going to be there. But having said that, the Academic Council, as of now, the stance that they have taken is that all is not lost, and by the resignation of the Vice Chancellor, he is only stuck to his guns. He's only upholding the virtues of the autonomy of the Delhi University and is not buckling to the pressure of the UGC. At the same time, they are alleging that all of this controversy is in fact clouded in political color. That's something that you cannot ignore at this point in time, because the rollback on FIUP was something that was mentioned in the manifesto of the BJP. So therefore it is, you know, it isn't very surprising that just a couple of days after the BJP government comes into power, the UGC cracks down on the Delhi University. But having said that, under the law, the Delhi University is an autonomous body and is not bound by the diktat of the UGC. The UGC is of course the body that provides the Delhi University with funding, but as far as policy decisions are concerned on courses and education policy, the Delhi University is an autonomous body, which is what the Academic Council is seeking to uphold. The argument that the Academic Council of the Delhi University, which constitutes of a large section of the teachers as well, is saying is that, you know, this is not a battle about FIUP, but this is a battle about the autonomy, protecting and safeguarding the autonomy of the Delhi University. However, on the other hand, the Delhi University Teachers Association, DUTA, has been fighting against the Vice Chancellor tooth and nail for the past 1 year, demanding a rollback on FIUP, saying that this course is in fact detrimental to the very purpose of an honours degree. There are 11 foundation courses that have absolutely nothing to do with the honours degree. So the entire process and the entire way in which the FIUP has been pushed forth has been very short-sighted in the way that it's been done.
Well, absolutely, and questions will be asked of the UGC as well, because the UGC chairman, the same person, had given the go-ahead last year for allowing this change in Delhi University, and there's a complete turnaround this time around, which is being questioned by the Congress. They are suggesting there is political pressure on the UGC, which is why they had got engaged in the standoff with Delhi University this time around. There has to be some clarity from the UGC chairman as well.
The UGC is definitely under the scanner, because when the Delhi University passed this decision last year to in fact go forth with the FIUP program, the UGC did not raise any banner of protest at that time. The UGC supported the Delhi University, which is why I'm saying that the political color to this entire move cannot be ignored at this point in time, because the moment the BJP government comes into power, the UGC suddenly develops an issue with the FIUP and says that it's time to roll back to the original program. So while the ABVP, the student wing of the BJP, the NSUI, the student wing of the Congress, and the Delhi University Teachers Association are on the same page when it comes to the rollback on the FIUP, and they have in fact supported the UGC and sort of cornered the Delhi University. The Delhi University Academic Council is really fighting a very lonely battle, because whether it's the students or whether it is the Teachers Association or the UGC, they all seem to be supporting the rollback on FIUP. They're also saying at this point in time that they will in fact constitute a committee which will have all stakeholders on board, that will in fact decide the future of the batch of students who've already completed 1 year under the FIUP program. Remember, those students really are also left in a lurch at this point in time, because while they've completed 1 year of the course, they don't know whether they're going to get a degree at the end of 2 years. They don't know whether they're going to get a degree at the end of 3 years, and what really happens to them.
Right.
So there are a lot of questions at this point in time that needs to be answered, and the way the Union HRD Minister reacted this morning, saying that she has nothing to say at this point in time, is not a very positive sign, because she, it is time that the ministry in fact steps in and takes charge of the situation, because there are lakhs and lakhs of students whose fate is just hanging in balance.
And
right
that
now.
exactly is the charge against the HRD ministry, that on the face of it, yes, they're staying away from this entire controversy, but is there some sort of political pressure on the UGC? Review UGC's role. That's one demand that is being made by a section of teachers, students who support the FYUP. And at the same time, Aditi, I want to bring you in, because there's a bigger question about autonomous decision-making of universities, because that is something that needs to be institutionalized. These decisions cannot be forced on autonomous bodies.
Absolutely, and that is precisely what the professors who were protesting in the morning, who are sitting on a 24-hour hunger strike, are saying that this is not a fight between the 3-year undergraduate program or the FIUP, which was implemented last year. It is a fight for the autonomy of Delhi University. Ruchika, Delhi University is one of the most prestigious universities in the country. People from all across India, from various corners of the country, come to seek admission among the various courses that Delhi University offers. And clearly,
Aditi, just request you to hold your thought. Joining us on the phone line right now is senior Congress leader Mr. Salman Khurshid. Thank you, Mr. Khurshid, for joining us. Your first reactions on Delhi University Vice Chancellor putting in his papers refusing to scrap FYUP.
Well, I think it's obviously a close of a chapter. I think that the thought or the word that comes to my mind immediately is it's sad. Whatever I see happening is unfortunate, is very sad. I don't think that we should allow our universities to come to such a situation. They have to take decisions, and there are difficult decisions in our times, but they must be taken by the universities themselves, and the autonomy of the universities must be preserved. Frankly, I don't know what's going on. It is my university. I studied there, and I feel extremely, extremely sad that we have to see this day.
Right, Mr. Khurshid, then how would you react to the charge that is made against the previous UPA government of rolling out FYUP in such haste? There weren't deliberations, structured program, which is why there were lots of questions raised about FYUP in the first place.
Well, see, whenever there's reform and change, there will be questions. I mean, somebody is going to protest and object. Don't forget when Rajiv ji wanted to introduce computers, there were strikes in banks because people thought that they would be out of jobs. So whenever there's reform and there is something new introduced, there are obviously issues that people raise. How do you manage such issues is an issue of is an aspect of leadership. I'm not privy to the level of consultations and discussions that happened before this was introduced, but I certainly can see now that there isn't much consultation taking place in trying to reverse it. There are many very, very strongly felt views in the university, both in the faculty and among students, and I think that if we believe in democracy and we believe in autonomy, then everybody should be heard, and there must be systems by which the best views and the prevalent views and the dominant views or the majority views ultimately prevail, giving adequate consideration and thought to those who are in a minority.
Right. Right. Mr. Khurshid, what do you make of the UGC stand on FYUP? They had no problems with it last year, but this year they have raised objection. It's a government agency which funds university, it coordinates college educational standards, policies, all that and more. And this time it gives an ultimatum which is contrary to the stand that it had taken last year. So do you feel there has been some sort of government pressure on the UGC?
Well, I mean, I'd imagine that nobody does a 360 turn without a reason, without a cause. Whether the cause is justified in terms of political changes that have happened, it's something that can be debated. But frankly, it doesn't appear to me that there is ample amplification and transparent expression of this discussion and decision making that has been in the backdrop of what we see in the streets in the university. I think it's only fair, if we believe in the idea of a university, that we keep this in mind. You don't know, two wrongs don't make a right, and you don't reverse something without discussion, saying that it was done without discussion. So I think that sanity must return and everybody must sit down.
Mr. Khurshid, what would you say to these students who have applied to Delhi University, also those who have already completed 1 year in FYUP, because their careers at stake here, they are the ones who are stranded. What message would you send out to them?
My message would be, please sit down within the university, find a way of talking to each other and hope and try to get the best solution for everybody. It can't be winner take all. It has to be a manner in which everyone feels a level of comfort that is due.
Salman Khurshid, Congress leader, thank you very much for joining us. Also joining us on the phone line right now, Ms. Kiran Bedi, former IPS officer. Ms. Bedi, your first reactions to DU Vice Chancellor quitting. I believe you welcome the move.
Yes, I do welcome it, and I think it's an immediate relief for thousands of students who are waiting. I think we should now quickly get back to admissions and ensure that the children who spent that 1 year into that extra year program, they settle down in this and see that they get the full benefit. But I think I would also wait to see the resignation of the chairperson of the UGC, because if the chairperson of the UGC had held his ground earlier, maybe this situation would not have happened. You cannot just get away with this. There have been certain legal deformities also in the matter, which I've reliably learned. I think the chairman of the UGC must go, and an FIR should be registered against them for fraud and for breach of trust.
That's a very important point you're raising, Dr. Bedi. Dr. Bedi, they're saying not only does she welcome this move of DU Vice Chancellor quitting, but she also wants the UGC chairman to resign for this turnaround that we have seen, and she wants an FIR registered. Ms. Bedi, at the same time, as you suggest, there should be a review of the UGC's role. There are bigger questions that are being raised about autonomy of institution, the decision making at universities. Delhi University Vice Chancellor and many there who support him say that this decision of the UGC, the manner in which it had held the gun to DU's head, is in a way threatening the autonomy of the institution.
See, all I can at the moment understand is how do you induct courage into individuals? In fact, it is the UGC who caved in to political influences, and there was apparently a vested interest in whatever they did. I think whole matter needs to be inquired into. There seem to have a very strong vested interest in whatever was done last year, and that vested interest needs to be exposed and inquired into.
All right.
The chairman of the UGC is reliably learned that he did it under pressure. He must have the courage now to admit it. The fact is that he did it under pressure last time. It's reliably known. But I think what's important is we need to call for an inquiry into what has happened, and a fraud has been committed, a breach of trust has been committed, a proper investigation is totally merited.
Dr. Kiran Bedi, appreciate you joining us and sharing with us your perspective on this big story. DU Vice Chancellor resigning in the face of this massive controversy that has been brewing over FYUP.